let me say good morning. Let me say good morning. Good morning to the entire trial and state. Good morning this morning, Grenada, or Sister Isles, Carriacou, Petit Martinique. How's everybody doing? Let's say good morning to our viewers this morning. Those of you via GBN TV, whether it's channel 7, 11, or 20, good morning. Those of you via our social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, don't forget to share the live, our GBN production YouTube channel. Good morning to you. And wherever you have chosen to listen to us via, whether it's Hot 98 or K105, good morning and welcome to Good Morning Grenada. I'm GT with you folks. I'm going to be around with you till it's 9 a.m. this morning. And also let me go over to my co-host this morning via Hot 98 and say good morning to Gary. How you doing this morning, bro? How you doing this morning? Hope all is well with you, man. Good morning. Seeing a little bit of audio issue with Gary this morning. Let me get that sorted out. And certainly we will join him shortly. It's Good Morning, Grenada.
Good morning.
Hey. What's up with you?
Everything is Irie. Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Hope you guys are feeling good, in good spirit, and let's give thanks for life. We are here. It's Good Morning Grenada. What's up, GT?
I'm good. Everything is A-okay. Is it a coincidence that we were in the same color shirt this morning? I don't know, man. I don't know. Is this? I don't think that was actually.
Great minds think alike. That's what I've heard.
Well, so it is, man. So it is. How was your weekend, bro? How was your weekend?
Restful and well spent. That much I can say.
Well,
I hope many of you on the outside listening to us right now can say the very same thing.
Yeah, well, I had a restful one yesterday. For Friday, Saturday, it was pretty hectic. But yesterday, I took the time out to grab some rest, and I would say thanks for that. Yeah. So let's get things rolling off. Let's get things rolling off this morning. And I'm looking at the COVID dashboard, Gary, and we see the new confirmed cases. That was as of the April the 22nd. 63 new confirmed cases. There are approximately 3 individuals who are hospitalized right now, with 1 individual who is moderately ill, and there's 2 who are critically ill. So take a note of that. Test was done on that particular date, April the 22nd. We have 305. Give us a test positivity just around 20.7%. And just a quick note there, the total of about 263 active cases right now, Gary. So still a cause for concern. We would like it to be 0 active cases, but folks, continue to follow the necessary protocols of your. We know it's been lifted per se, but you can still have your own protocols that you would like to follow. Wear your mask, social distance if you can, because COVID has not left us, not even Grenada, but no part of the world as yet. So that's a peek at the COVID dashboard there for us this morning. All right.
Yeah, steady increase in cases.
Yeah.
And hey, we are getting closer and closer to that time of the year where people are engaging in a lot more social activities. And they will be crammed together in tight spaces.
Yeah, man. So folks,
let's see what happens. And we could only hope for the best, eh?
Well, we want the best. Yeah, you not only hope for it, we want that the best. So, folks, continue to protect yourselves, protect yourselves, all right? It's that important. So we're moving up, folks. We have 23 minutes moving out before the top of the hour this morning. Let's get set for the word of the day, Gary. The word of the day. Let us know about it.
Your word of the day is deem. It's a verb, and it is spelled D-E-E-M. Deem. Deem means to come, to think or judge, to consider or to have an opinion. The covered bridge was closed to automobile traffic for the winter because town officials deemed it a hazard to motorists. Another sentence: as much as Auburn's planning board and mayor would like to wave a magic scepter over swaths of city property and deem them a new zone, it can't be done that easily. All right, so once again, your word of the day, it is deem, and it is a verb.
All right. So that was your word of the day as we continue to take you through this morning. Is Good Morning Grenada. Let's get set for the thought of the day and see what the thought of the day what direction it actually takes us through this morning. Interesting one this morning as follows. A home without a woman is like a barn without cattle. Let me repeat that for you once again. A home without a woman is like a barn without cattle. How do you feel about that, Gary? I mean,
Well, they always said that a woman is the heart of the home, eh?
So true.
So if a woman is the heart of the home, if there is no woman in that home, a significant and probably the most important part of the home is missing, which is the heart.
All right.
That touch of love and emotion and caring and comfort. Yeah. We cannot overstate the importance of a woman in a family.
It is that important. It is that important to have that female aspect in the home. And I mean, if for some reason or the other it's missing, some folks may have the reason for it, not that the woman not being there, and some folks will understand. We will understand why, or their reasons why a woman is not there. But as the code goes, or the father says per se goes, a home without a woman is like a barn without cattle. Let's move on. Let's get set for Did You Know segment this morning, and I would encourage you to take care of that, Gary, as usual. Take care of the Did You Know segment this morning. Go right ahead.
Well, the Did You Know this segment has to do with shoes. How does shoes change the way humans walk? Have you ever given that thought?
Haven't really.
Yeah, well, the shoes have really changed a lot, right? In terms of how we as human beings walk. All right. If it wasn't for shoes, we would walk way differently today. So think about how we walk then barefoot. The foot lands almost flat. It rolls through the step, and the toes pushed off. Humans walked this way for millennia. A 2007 study compared how people walk in shoes versus barefoot. They found there were 12% less an impact on the knee when the walker was barefoot. 12% less impact on the knee. All right, so a lot of issues with, of course, walking, and could all go right back to shoes. The shoes we've grown accustomed to wearing.
So
we've become so dependent on shoes. Everywhere we go, boy, shoes.
Yeah.
Remember as a kid, GT?
You run around without shoes.
You used to be running around the house barefoot.
Yeah, I remember that. I have done that.
You would run through loose gravel on the ground.
Yep.
All right? Try that today. Take your shoes off right now and run through an area where there is many pebbles on the ground, loose gravels.
That will be a problem.
And you'll be ouching and screaming for quite a while.
It will be a problem for me.
But you recall as a kid, that wasn't an issue, right?
That was not an issue.
There you go.
So you're saying, to summarize this a bit, it saves the problem or the issues where folks suffer with knee problems, and so if a lot of folks maybe walk bare feet. We're not encouraging it on the outdoors. Less.
If we would walk a little bit more barefooted. All right, because according to the study, this is what the study is saying, not me. 12% less of an impact on your knee when you walk barefoot. Everything is shoes these days. But, God, put that shoes in your foot. You'll get you. Yeah,
I understand that. Hey, Gary, let me take a break. And when we come back, we get into a health tip and the riddle for this morning. It's moving up to 20 minutes before the top of the hour. Let's take a break and come right back.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Once again, we're back live via GBN TV. Pretty soon we head back over to Hot 98 with my co-host Gary Rivera via Hot 98. We do have your health tip coming up this morning. Once again, our health to come to the kind compliments of Mitchell's Health and the Wellness Pharmacy, where your family's health is our business. Let me go over to Gary in a short shot, and he will certainly help us take care of our health tip for this morning as soon as he becomes available for that. Don't forget, we also have your riddle this morning once again, and the riddle comes to the kind compliments of the computer store located Spiceland Mall. Hey Gary, if you're ready for me, let's get set for a health tip for this morning. If you're ready for me, seems like he's not ready for me this morning as yet. So let's get into the riddle, and then we'll come back with our health tip shortly. And the riddle this morning, as mentioned, come to the kind compliments of the computer store. Now here's the riddle this morning, and we'll come back to Gary shortly. He's over there at Hot 98. And here's the riddle for this morning. I am always in front of you, but you will never see me. What am I? May I repeat the riddle for you once again? I am always in front of you, but you will never see me. What am I? That's a riddle for this morning. Hey, don't forget you could chime in via the riddle this morning. Of course, the youngsters are heading back to school, so I'm assuming the parents have gotten them up and early, and probably they're probably in the breakfast table, and they probably could like to chime in. Let's send us a voice note via our WhatsApp number. That's 435-2041, 435-2041. I pitch up the youngster, and we certainly will parade them this morning. The riddle once again, I am always in front of you, but what... Let me repeat, let me take my time. What? I am always in front of you, but you will never see me. What am I? That's a riddle this morning here, all part of Good Morning Grenada. So we suddenly back. Let me say good morning to my bro via Hot 98. I had to take care of the riddle, as you were taking care of your...
I was trying to intercept you because we have a prize.
You have a prize this morning
for the correct answer, for the first person to answer the question, and the prize comes to you, compliments our friends at the computer store.
Okay.
And the prize this morning would be a state-of-the-art scientific calculator.
All right.
Just for the young ones getting ready for their CXC. Is it CXC? Not CXC these days, is it?
Yeah.
CCAP?
CCAP? CCAP
what's it called again?
CCAP is actually not what is it?
Anyways, getting ready for example. Getting ready for example.
Whatever it is.
All right.
Anyway.
So... All right, so the winner, I'm trying to remember the name of it's just evades me at this stage. But nonetheless, the winner wins a scientific calculator, all courtesy of our friends at the computer store. Thanks a lot again. So we await.
Well, we should be having some winners shortly. What we was going to get but you were at your break at your side of Hot 98. Let's get into a health tip this morning as we move along here, all part of Good Morning Grenada. What's the health tip for today, Gary? All compliments of folks of Mitchell's Health and Wellness, where your family's health is our business. Getting to the health tip before we head into the news.
We've been dealing with, of course, deficiency in different minerals and how you can identify, of course, if you are deficient. Of course, you go to your doctor, and of course, your doctor is going to give you that ultimate advice as to how you can remedy the situation, how to confirm whether or not you're deficient. This morning's mineral is iron. Iron deficiency, anemia, is a common type of anemia. All right, a condition in which blood lacks adequate, healthy blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen to the body's tissues. As the name implies, iron deficiency anemia is due to insufficient iron Without enough iron, your body can't produce enough of a substance in red blood cells that enables them to carry oxygen, hemoglobin. As a result, iron deficiency anemia may leave you tired and short of breath. So here are some symptoms that should suggest that you are short or you are deficient in iron. Extreme fatigue, weakness, pale skin, chest pain, fast heartbeat or shortness of breath, headache, dizziness or lightheadedness, cold hands and feet, inflammation or soreness of your tongue, brittle nails, unusual cravings or non-nutritive substances such as ice, dirt and starch. Now that's a familiar one right here.
All right.
You ever seen pregnant woman always wanting to eat on things like coals and stuff?
Yeah, I know. Different craving for some reason or the other.
Iron right there.
Yeah. All right. So that was.
So that's it, guys.
Well, your health tip this morning once again came to the kind compliments of the folks of Mitchell's Health and Wellness Pharmacy, where your family's health is our business. Time check. We're moving up to exactly 15 minutes before the top of the hour this morning. Time check compliments Grace Food. Up next, the AM edition of news here on K105 and Hot 98. News is next.
After Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard recovered the body of one of the 5 crew members of MV Fairchance, 3 more bodies were retrieved during the continued search operation over the Easter weekend. Rena Perry-Thomas continues to follow this tragic story and brings us this report.
The Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard confirmed the recovery of 3 bodies aboard the MV Fairchance on Monday, but there is still 1 crew member unaccounted for. According to an official press release posted by the TTCG, a commercial salvage company was contracted to assist in cutting a hole in the deck of the vessel to access its contents. A hole was cut into the deck, but neither Coast Guard divers nor commercial divers could enter the boat. The salvage company then refloated the vessel, a task that was completed on Easter Sunday. On Monday, members of the Coast Guard, accompanied by police officers, entered the vessel and found 3 bodies, which were later removed to the Forensic Science Center in St. James. While Trinidadian authorities are awaiting post-mortem results to properly identify the bodies, the family of Eric Caliste of Post Royal St. Andrew told GBN News that after the bodies were retrieved, their relative was identified by his gold teeth. The family says one of the other bodies believed to be that of Eric's close friend Devon Celestin of Munich St. Andrew. Eric's brother Leroy Caliste, in a phone interview with GBN, says this is a difficult period for the family, but they are still relieved to have some closure.
This is very, very, very tough on anybody who had to go through this as a family. They will understand what I'm talking about. But we're feeling much a little bit more relaxed now to know where we found the body. The most I decomposed, but so far we know we found the body out of the water, and so we could have a little closure with something, So family still feel a little bit more settled now because we have to understand it's God take a life, So we have to be strong and keep living and thank God for life as well still,
78-year-old Olive Caliste, Eric's mother, thanked everyone who supported their family through this difficult time.
I'm feeling so, happy that they get the body, so I get, to relax myself, So I've thanked everybody who support me, calling me, come to visit me, and I thank you for everything what you have done for me. So I'll give all your thanks and praise that they get the body, so I have a little bit more closure.
TTCG says they remain committed to continuing searches in conjunction with partner agencies for the remaining missing man, who is believed to be the captain, Dexter Chance of St. John, but was residing in St. Vincent. On April 2nd, the Vincentian registered vessel encountered rough sea and subsequently overturned due to a shift of the cargo on board, 5 nautical miles north of Manus Island. 2 of the 7 crew members survived and were rescued. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The Royal Grenada Police Force is investigating the circumstances that surrounds a situation that reportedly occurred on the Sister Isle recently, involving employees of a local business and a visitor that took a combative turn. Here is another Rena Pett Thomas report.
Social media went buzzing over the weekend after a video of an apparent assault at an eating establishment on the Sister Isle of Carriacou went viral. The video shows a Caucasian man confronting and speaking harshly to a bartender with a knife in his hand. Reports are the confrontation started because the visitor wanted a refund of some US dollars paid to the establishment after he disagreed with the exchange rate.
What, uncle?
You know what I'm going to do. You know what they do. No. Just please, I didn't touch the glass. I didn't agree with the check. Security. You give my money back. Security. No argument. Or. Security.
The incident happened in a well-known restaurant in Carriacou and was confirmed by Officer Kadina Douglas McLean on Tuesday.
In relation to a video as well that we saw in circulation of an assault that occurred in a business establishment in Carriacou, we are presently investigating that matter as well. And once an update is available, it will be made accessible to members of the public.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The new school term started with all students back in the classroom in January after a lengthy staggered approach to teaching and learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now it's preparation time for examinations, some of which have already started.
It is that time of the year when students in exit grades prepare for their examinations. Chief Education Officer in the Ministry of Education, Angela Finley, on Wednesday reminded parents and students of the exam dates to keep in mind.
Both the CSEC and the CAPE examinations are set to commence on the 2nd May. That's the theoretical exams. For some of the practical subjects, the assessments have already begun. Such as the physical education practicals, and that's on stream, that's going on this week, and other assessments for the practical subjects like food and nutrition and health, home management. They have already started, but the theoretical work assessments begin on the 2nd of May. For CSEC, it's due to end on the 3rd of June, and for CAPE, the 10th of June.
The dates for the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence CCSLC assessments for Form 3 students and Minimum Competency Test, the MCT, for primary level students were also provided.
Then we have the CCSLC exams. That's the Minimum Competency Assessment, which is a regional assessment for students at the Form 3 level. That begins on the 6th of June. Monday, 6th June, and should end on Thursday, the 9th of June. And then on Wednesday, the 8th of June, we will have our MCTs for the primary school, that's grades 2, 4, and 5.
Mrs. Finley explained the importance of students attending the CCLSC and the MCT assessments. She said these exams will give the ministry an indication of the extent of learning taking into account recent disruptions. Parents and guardians are being urged to encourage their children in preparation for these assessments. Sherry and Blackman, Stephen, GBN News.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
2 weeks after most of the country's COVID restrictions were lifted, local health authorities are reporting a gradual increase in new cases being recorded as Grenadians and the rest of the world begin to participate in more social activities. Rena Per-Thomas has this story.
Grenada recorded 38 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday, bringing the number of active cases to 218. 5 individuals are presently hospitalized with the virus, while the death toll since March 2020 remains at 219. According to officials from the Ministry of Health, while the numbers are not growing rapidly compared to prior months, it is rising gradually. The country has recorded 14,287 confirmed cases and 13,850 recoveries since the initial outbreak of the COVID-19 virus 2 years ago. The Ministry of Health has gathered data from the first 19 days of the past 3 months to get an understanding of how the country has been doing with COVID-19. Chief Medical Officer Sean Charles explains.
The average daily reported new confirmed cases in February was 54.1. In March, it went down to 7.6, and in April, it went back. It increased somewhat to 14.3 cases daily. So this is just for the first 19 days of these 3 months. In April, we have noticed that the trend is towards a gradual increase in the proportion of positive cases.
Dr. Charles reminds Grenadians to continue to wear their mask and other personal protective protocols, despite the removal of mandated regulations by the government. He tells the public that this is not a time to be laid back and relaxed, as the virus is very much alive.
We want the Grenadian public in particular to be aware that cases locally will increase as a result of low adherence to the public health preventive measures and the increase in the number of social interactions that are presently occurring. Now, the mandate was removed, meaning that by law, you do not need to do it, or you do not have to do it, or you will not be penalized for not doing it. It does not mean that you have to abandon it, because it is important that you practice practice these prevention measures to protect your own self.
So far, Grenada has administered 87,656 doses of vaccine, with 33% of the total population fully vaccinated and 4.6% partially vaccinated. And while there is still a high level of vaccine hesitancy on the island, Dr. Charles said that they have only recently accepted a donation of the Sinopharm vaccines from the Republic of China as another option for Grenadians.
Yesterday, we took delivery of, I believe, 20,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccines. Sinopharm vaccine is a vaccine that is produced in China, and it was as a donation from the People's Republic of China.
The Grenadian population is encouraged to get vaccinated. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The Ministry of Agriculture is seeking to increase the number of farmers in Grenada while taking steps to finally address the food security issues which were made more evident during the COVID-19 pandemic. Land is now being provided for citizens of various age groups who are interested in farming. Here's Gerard Joseph with that report.
Minister of Agriculture Peter David explains that government is banking on the interest Grenadians have shown in farming following the COVID-19 pandemic as they embark on the pilot agricultural land bank project. The launch of the pilot project will commence in the coming weeks and aims at ensuring the availability of land is not a hindrance for potential farmers.
Our food import bill is way too high. We import $30 million worth of chicken, $300 million worth of food every year. We need to correct that. So when we see persons coming forward wanting to get involved in agriculture, we are deeply, deeply appreciative of that.
The challenges have been the availability of farmland and operating agriculture as a business, which Minister David says will be addressed under the project.
So this agricultural land bank project, and Trevor will outline a little more for you this morning, is aimed at, first of all, getting persons to apply for government lands. So we've started with two sites, the Diamond Estate in St. Mark and the Grand Bacalet Estate in St. Andrew in the eastern side of the country.
The minister notes that the estates will be divided into plots to be applied for, then the applicants will be trained in business management before being granted a license or lease. Chief Agricultural Officer Trevor Thompson adds that the project is being piloted in 3 Caribbean countries where they are targeting the inclusion of private landowners in the land bank.
That there's major challenges with land tenure in Grenada, meaning ownership. A lot of lands is locked up in family lands, meaning there is no clear one individual, but it's owned by the family, and with that comes challenges if somebody wants to get into farming. So the land bank is aimed to address that, and the target audience is youths. We want to ensure that we prepare the next generation to get into farming, because we know we have an aging farming population.
Minister David says the Grand Bacalet Land Bank will be launched first next month, where the ministry will provide all the necessary support to farmers already on the estate and those coming in to farm. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly kites near electrical poles and wires? You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple.
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call Grenlec at 237 and they will come and help.
Alright.
Never fly kites near to power lines. If your kite ever gets tangled, do not attempt to remove it on your own. A message from Grenada, energizing our Grenada.
Following the COVID-19 vaccination, some people may experience side effects such as soreness at the injection site, chills, nausea, body aches, or a fever. But these symptoms go away after a few days. These side effects are a result of your immune system responding to the vaccine and are not a sign that you are sick with COVID-19. The COVID-19 vaccines will not give you COVID. When you receive your vaccine, the health worker will advise you what to take if you are experiencing any of these side effects. Remember, these mild side effects cannot compare to you not being able to share memorable moments with your family and friends if you fall gravely ill from COVID. Vaccines bring us closer. Choose to get vaccinated.
GPS on, the party pumper they call me. Once the fete is on, I bet you I will be riding. The cooler done set, pocket check so I feeling irate. Destination check, so you know we out for the party.
We're back also to Hot 98. It's Good Morning Grenada. We said that we're live via GBN TV right about now. Let me say good morning to our viewers via the various social media platforms. Wherever you're via Facebook, don't forget to share the live. Those of you via, of course, a YouTube channel, good morning to you. Let me go over and say good morning to my bro via Hot 98. Gary, good morning. We're back. Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Good morning, Grenada. We're back.
Good morning,
we're back.
good morning, good morning. Don't forget to share up the live, guys. If you're on Facebook right about now, share up the live. Let's share the love.
Share the live, man. Share the live. Share the live. Hey, we're back, and it's 10 minutes after the hour this morning, and we got some folks who have chimed in via the riddle. And let's see we could get those answers in this morning who have chimed in. And let's kick it off quickly, because a couple of youngsters have chimed in. Gary, school is reopened today. So a lot of youngsters are getting themselves.
Today.
All those youngsters are getting themselves to get out of the house. Parents are probably getting them to leave the house together with them. They want to leave them behind and tell them go ahead. If they are, of course, old enough to get on the school by themselves, I'm assuming their parents will permit it. And let's see who's our lucky ones who chimed in with answers this morning. I'm going to hit you up a couple of the voice notes that came in. Let's take a listen up.
My name is Kelly Charles, and the answer is age.
That's Kelly Charles, and the answer is age. I don't think Kelly is correct, you know. Would you agree with that, Gary?
What's always in... What's the riddle again?
The riddle was actually... Let me get that information for you. I am always in front of you, but you will never see me. What am I? I am always in front of you, but you will never see me.
I'm trying to see how age ties into that, because initially I thought that was a very clever answer. I'll be the wrong one, but you know, pretty clever.
It could be given some thought. But
incorrect though.
Incorrect in terms of the answer that we're looking for. Here's another, of course, answer here again.
Hello, good morning. My name is Rennie Shellington, and the answer is future.
Renisha. Her answer is in the direction that we're looking for, and I would say Renisha is correct. Gary, we would say Renisha.
Well, we are searching for the first winner here this morning, so Renisha is the first correct winner this morning. Well, congratulations to
you, Renisha. You are correct. You are the first one to have given the correct answer, so you are correct, Renisha. So, Master Control, I think you popped Renisha up a while ago. A little lady in that green outfit
Renisha.
there. Yeah, that's and so she's actually the correct one there this morning. All right. So, congratulations to the winners this morning. Certainly hope that you will chime in tomorrow when we do another riddle here.
Oh, by the way, you've just won yourself a scientific calculator, all courtesy of our friends at the computer store.
All right.
How about that?
I'm seeing some answers here also, guys. Just chime into them quickly. Someone is saying, hey, a mirror. Someone is saying your shadow. That's one answer. Someone is also saying your eyes. You know, those are some of the answers that came in also.
I must say, unique, interesting answers all.
Yeah, someone is saying the answer is that you being in the right place. That's an answer that also popped in. So, you know, you being in the right place. But so... all these answers could be considered.
All the responses here this morning.
Some of those answers could be considered, but the future is actually the answer we were looking for. So congratulations to the youngster who did answer that. All right, 13 minutes going after the hour this morning. It's Good Morning Grenada. Gary, the date. June the 4th, 2022. King of the Grill.
That's where we're going to be. Montrouge Plain Field.
All right.
You all know what's going down.
And
make sure when you come on down, your stomach is empty.
There'll be a lot to put into it. You understand?
All you can possibly eat.
So if you can skip breakfast on that day, you understand, I'm not encouraging you, but skip breakfast, all the snacking in between, just save all that space that your stomach could possibly, of course, have for when you get down to the Montrouge Plain Field, all right? And on Friday, I did hear Blossom speaking on Friday about her visiting the various folks who are going to be partaking in the King of the Grill, and a lot of interesting... of course, things will be taking place there, including the karaoke competition also. So, folks, get ready. June the 4th, we're about to wrap up April, which means just another month to go. And right there, King of the Grill, Montrouge Plainfield, June the 4th, 2022. All right? So, get geared up for that. Yeah, man.
Get ready, guys.
Well, today being Monday, April the 25th, we are going to have a cruise ship in port today. Lucky for you folks, the Grenada of the Seas will be with us today, and 2,440 passengers on board. That's the lone one that's going to be with us today, and it's going to stick around till about 3 p.m. Should have been in around 7 a.m. this morning. Just about now, it should already in. I'm not sure the passengers started disembarking already, but it will be with us until 3 p.m. This afternoon. So, the lone cruise ship with us today, the Grenada of the Sea. So we're going to actually have one cruise ship in port today. All right.
Good stuff, man.
Yep.
Good stuff. Welcome to all the visitors.
All right. It's Good Morning Grenada. We're looking at 15 minutes after the hour this morning. Guys, we got some music lined up this morning. Let's entertain some music, and we come back.
Yeah, when we come back, we have the Celebration Club, but we also have some really topical issues to brush upon.
Yeah.
And we're not going to, belabor any one topic this morning because we've got quite a few. But yeah, let's take in some music.
All right. There's a track coming on from Dash, a track entitled 10 Scores on the Genesis Rhythm 2022, all part of Grenada's music for 2022, Grenada's soca, some folks would say, for 2022. Yeah, let's get a listen up to that one. When we come back, we should chat about all the topical issues that we got to throw at you this morning. Let's get set for that.
You need to know what's the deal, yeah. You need to know, yeah. You need to know how I'm feeling. You need to know how I feel. I've been looking for you how long now? Where you been? Don't feel like a wait no longer. I fed up of video calls and voice notes. I want to feel. Pack your bags, I book a flight, come. The way you're keeping it steady, my girl. I know that you're ready, my girl. Once now you've been prepping, my girl. Your bumper sending a message. I had to intercept it. The rotation of me giddy, my girl. All night.
10 scores, my girl. Like you've been putting an arrow through it. This one is not a secret. You know I'm loving it.
Woman in the band, you know it. Jamming night and day, we blind, can't see nobody else. Nah.
Like you've been putting an arrow through it. This one is not a secret. You know I'm loving it.
Woman in the band, you know it. Jamming night and day, we blind, can't see nobody else.
I'm not letting you out my sight now. Never will. Ring on finger, time to wife, yeah. I hope you know we'll be jamming all night long, yeah. All night long. So talk to me, what's your fetish? You really up for the wetting? Like an alarm clock when you set it, me girl. Your bumper sending a message. I had to intercept it. The rotation have me giddy, me girl.
We say, 10 scores, me girl. Like you've been putting an arrow through it.
You get 10 scores, my girl, you is a handful. You have been screaming out encore. Woman in the band, you know we jamming nights and day.
Golden out of the Sister Isle of Carrie Cool. Great song. Get ready for Grenada's Carnival 2022. I'm feeling some of the songs I've been hearing already coming out, and interesting, the kind of song we're going to have for this year's competition, man. We're getting set for the Celebrations Club. When we come back, as Gary mentioned before, all the topical issues, we're going to discuss that when we come back. Let's get set for the Celebrations Club this morning. Those of you celebrating your birthday today, let me say good morning and happy birthday to you and yours this morning. Who was topping off my list this morning? Let me get that list popped up before me and say good morning and happy birthday going out to Omika John of Lower Capital. 15 years old today. Good morning and happy birthday. Goodness going out to her this morning from her mom, her dad, and all the other members of the family. Viola Bowen Alexander. Good morning to you. Happy birthday. She's actually a teacher of the Telescope Primary School. Let's say good morning to Janesta Humphrey Aberdeen of Adelphi. Good morning and happy birthday. Goodness going to her from her daughter. And should I say daughters and all the other members of the family. All right. Campbell Loa of Lafayette. Good morning and happy birthday. Let's say good morning to Donnell Mitchell of Moncton. Leroy Smart of Hermitage. Good morning, happy birthday. Teddy Lessie of Tempe. Good morning. Let's say good morning to Veer Tika of Clogere, 16 years old today. All the best on your birthday today. Kenlyn Francis George of Marion. Happy birthday to goodness going out to her this morning. Glenn Campbell of Pearls. Good morning and happy birthday. Joseph Adams of Clogere in St. John. Good morning to him this morning from his mom, from his wife, my apology, Lorna. Tracy Charles of Granbra. Happy birthday. Goodness going out to you. Nicole Brown of St. Paul's. Happy birthday. I have twins on my list this morning. Terry and Terhim. Charles of Market Square in Gove. Both of them celebrating. Well, they're twins, so they're both going to be celebrating. Good morning to them from their mom and dad. Lucy Joseph of Adelphi. Good morning. Happy birthday. Goodness going on to her this morning from her husband, Darrell. The children, relatives, friends. Ranisha Mitchell of Moncton. Good morning. Happy birthday. Tevin Gill of Molinaire. Good morning. Happy birthday. Tiana Mitchell of Gove, student of the St. John's Anglican Primary. Good morning. 12 years old today. Mark Philip of Moya. Happy birthday. 11 years old today. Happy birthday from his grandma Maureen. Let's say good morning to that's Rochelle Gilbert. Good morning to her this morning. From my dear friend. Wishing all the best. Ricky Alexis of Florida St. John celebrating today also. His mom Clary, brothers, sisters, the entire clan coming together wishing him a happy birthday. Maya Clark of Grand Mall. Good morning. Happy birthday from your mom. Yes, wishing you a happy birthday. Carolyn Telesford Edwards, who's in the USA. Good morning. And happy birthday from my mom, Betty, all the other members of the family. Let's say good morning to Kadeen Renee of Moya. Kadeen, good morning. How are you? Happy birthday from the rest of the family. Chrislyn Charles of Wester Hall in St. David's. Good morning and happy birthday. Goodness going on to her. First morning from mommy Jenny. Your dad, Christopher. Sisters, brothers. Wishing you all the best. Sending out the love. Jacinta Loha of Bolio. Good morning. Happy birthday from her children. Wishing her a happy birthday. Nola Alexander of Paraclete. Good morning and happy birthday from your husband, Claude. Monique Cummins, wherever she's at, wishing her a happy birthday. Bosco Samuel, wherever he's at, also a happy birthday to him. Joel Peters of Sobeys, good morning, happy birthday. Let's say good morning to Dinosha Phillip of Chantamel. Good morning and happy birthday. Goodness to the entire family. Alicia Alexander of Chantamel. Good morning, happy birthday. Anne Collier of Ford. She's actually a retired teacher. Good morning to her this morning from her daughter and other members of the family. Let's say good morning to AJ of Hope. Happy birthday. Kieran Alexander, who is in Montreal, Canada. Good morning and happy birthday. Goodness going out to her this morning. Hey, that's Kirona. Let me get that right. Kirona Charles of Montreal. Happy birthday. And finally on my list this morning, we have for you a couple celebrating their anniversary. As a matter of fact, it's their 44th wedding anniversary. That's going out to Michael and Claudette Gilbert of La Mode in St. George. They're celebrating the anniversary today. 44 years of marital bliss. Congratulations to you. Hope you enjoy your anniversary. All the birthday celebrating their birthday today also want to wish you a happy birthday, and certainly they will be an enjoyable one for you. Yep, celebrate it in style. It's your day or your date per se of coming into the Almighty's world. Celebrate it in fine style. Yeah, that's it, Gary, for the birthday list this morning. All who celebrated today, want to wish them all the best and certainly hope their day will roll out to be an exceptional one for them. The lone couple, enjoy your anniversary. We're about to chiming into all the good stuff this morning, but before we chime in totally this morning, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we pop into all the good stuff in terms of a little information we chit chat about, what's buzzing around. We coming right back after the break. Don't touch it down.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center, a natural health store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Monday morning. Now it's the 25th day already of the month of April. Pretty soon we're going to wrap this particular month up, get to the month of May, and then we get like the middle of the year already. Time suddenly flies by. Gary, we're back. Welcome.
Welcome back. We're back. So we going to talk a few things this morning. Quite a bit happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure you would have heard of a few, GT.
Yeah, I've heard about a few things. Listen up, just I tell you, it was a busy last Friday, Saturday, but I did get a chance to take a peek and listen up at some of the current issues that are happening around the island, Grenada as a whole, and the world as a whole also, man. So why you want to kick it off with this morning?
First thing on the agenda is our good friend Jerry Edwin. He appeared on the BBC over the weekend to talk about the Queen's or the royal cancelled visit here to Grenada, and spoke a little bit on the issue of reparation and what it means. And we're not going to stick on that issue because I think we've discussed it at length last time, which was on Friday. So there's really not a need to, of course, exhaust this topic anymore. But it would be pretty interesting to get Jerry's take as he was speaking live on the BBC over the weekend. Check it out.
All right, let's take a listen up to that.
What you would like to see the royal family do?
Well, it's really, I'm privileged to be here, and I don't know that I could really convince the royals, but I want to say that from where we are in the southernmost Caribbean island of Grenada, we want to say that we sympathize with the royals to have inherited an institution that has treated persons who have been Catholic, if I may, forgive me, in their allegiance to everything British. Requires, I think, for the royals to recognize that pain, that the beneficiaries, people who look like me, scattered throughout the islands and London, Leeds, all over Manchester, the British world. What we want to see again is the soul of Britain, the same country that said, we will not have enslaved persons on our soil. That was so comforting for people who fled the horror of 17th, 18th, and 19th century slavery. So we'd like to see the soul of Britain again. And that is not to commodify this relationship at all. That certainly would prolong something that is horrible. But we would like the royals to show us that they feel our pain, not merely apologize for it.
And how would you like them to do that? We know there have been demands on the British government, not the royal family, to compensate for those who were affected by slavery or even died from slavery. Is that what you would like to see?
Well, we've seen schemes of reparations, for example, when the Kaiser compensated the Namibians. And we've seen that German Jews, rightly so, deserved to be compensated for what they lost. But we're not talking about a disparate group. And I don't think that commodifying this, saying that there's some pecuniary value to it, we'd like to see things that are more tangible, meaningful, transfer of technology, return of, I don't want to call them artifacts, but participation, for example, in building museum and memoria, not in London, but at the scene of the horror. Not that we want to live it, we want to look forward to continuing to have the wonderful relationships that we have had in these islands with the British people.
That's interesting. So for the past, create a better future, a better relationship, better opportunities. That's interesting. There will be people sat here watching that will be thinking, hang on, isn't this between you and the British government? Why bring the royal family into this particular issue over slavery?
I think to extricate the crown from Britain is, I think it's trying to redo the Gordian knot after it had been cut. They belong, they're married. The House of Windsor is extremely British. I mean, if you look at the stateliness of Queen Elizabeth since the early 1950s, when she ascended to the throne, the way in which she has not led her country into unnecessary war, at least start any. She may have not objected to her country joining it, a few deadly wars. But England has remained over the last 70 years throughout the Queen's reign. England has remained still a beacon of hope for many people from the colonial world, the former colonial world. And we have great relationships, and our people who have come to Britain, the visitors from Britain who have come to our islands, can speak to that good relationship. We're saying it has to be cemented with a recognition that crimes have been committed.
Jerry, we must leave it there, but many thanks for...
All right, so we're back. Interesting.
Rather interesting take that our very own Jerry Edwin on the, the role of the royal family as far as, of course, slavery is concerned. And, of course, you can't really divorce the royal family from, of course, England. They are one of the same. The British government, one of the same.
I also like the part where he suggested that it's not looking for the monetary repayment for slavery or anything in terms of compensation, but in terms of doing more. You see, technology, also helping in terms of bringing back our artifacts into the museum and so forth. And I think that's a really, really strong point he certainly made there. I would agree with that 100%. This morning. Well, the royal family definitely has their share of culpability as far as slavery is concerned, going as far back as King George. I mean, history speaks clearly as to their role, direct role as far as slavery is concerned. But we'll move on. We're not going to, like I said, we're not going to stick on that issue here. But St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they had a very warm welcome to the royal family. They went to St. Vincent. They did a 360 turn on Grenada, and they went to St. Vincent, where they received
Some really red carpet treatments. Yeah. Something they might not have received here. So, what can I say?
So I guess
kudos to St. Vincent, I guess.
I guess their visit here was preempted. You understand? Hey, this is what's going to happen when you get here. You know, so they probably thought, hey, let me.
Well, the reparation committee wanted to have a meeting, wanted to have an audience with the royal family. Plus, that document that came out at the height of course, the Black Lives Matter movement, which pointed to the Bank of England owning 599 slaves, I think that was the number, in Grenada.
Yeah.
So that was a bit damning as far as the royal family is concerned. So they might have dodged that eventual, visit to Grenada as a result of that
they were
revelation.
Probably saying, let us not have to do too much explaining,
exactly.
So let's just forgo Grenada for now until the next time, maybe.
By the way, guys, the names are out. If you can go online, I'm sure you can. I do not have the actual website in which you can go and check it out. But if you search hard and long enough, I'm sure you can find the names of the 599 slaves on 2 plantations here in Grenada that were owned by the Bank of England. You may find your surname there. Think about it.
Never know. You just will never know. It's Good Morning Grenada. We're moving on this morning. Folks. It's 20 make that. What time it is? We're looking at just around 27 minutes moving on before the top 8 this morning. Gary, moving on. I know I see there's an issue that you wanted to chat about pertaining to the PMs, has denied rumors that in order to vote, one must get a new voter's ID. So he has cleared that up a wee bit. That is just not true.
We were speaking about that not too long ago, weren't we, GT?
Yeah, we were.
Where you reminded me that I needed to renew my voter's ID.
Yep.
Well, the PM has chimed in on that issue, and he was very, very strong in his words, of course, dispelling any belief that one must have a renewed voter's ID in order to vote. Let's check it out.
Let's hear what the PM actually said. It's Good Morning Grenada. We're waiting for, of course, that clip live on GBN TV. Once that's available, we take a listen up to it. And those of you getting yourself ready for work for 8 o'clock, you just have just about 25 minutes or so to be there on time. So.
Some say I'm calling it when Santa Claus coming. Some say I'm calling it next year. Well, I am telling you, get ready, sisters and brothers. Your election date will be announced soon. Canvassing report. And I want to make a special point here tonight. There was recently a rumor going around that if you don't get your new ID, you can't vote. Let me say this, nonsense. You hear what I say? Nonsense. Sisters and brothers, the voters list, that is your guide. Check your name. If your name is on the voters list and you can be identified as that voter, no one can stop you from voting.
So that's been cleared up. That's been cleared up nicely. That's been cleared up. So if you were worried, hey, well, I don't have my ID and stuff like that, so I may not be able to vote. Hey, that's been cleared up.
So forget what you've heard.
So forget what you heard. That's been cleared up once and for all. All right. So all who
I like the part where he said that he actually, there's a clip where he said that the bell in his pocket is actually scratching his leg. And it can be wrong anytime. So folks,
never a dull moment, man. Never a dull moment in the Spice Isle, man. You understand? Never a dull moment in the Spice Isle.
Yep, Parliament can be dissolved anytime and a date for election announced, family. So get ready.
All right. Hey, but weren't we supposed to have received some information from the PM? Was it sometime last week or this week? We'll be hearing that information from him anyway. When they,
we will be.
We still await that. We still will await that. See when he comes.
As he said, very soon. Very soon. You know, he's teasing the public. He's teasing. The whole country's on edge because, of course, that date is not yet made public. Ooh. What a day that's going to be, all right?
And as he
Speaking
said
about election...
And he said a while
Go
ago,
ahead.
Gary, you know, he don't talk in his sleep, so he's the only one that knows that, right?
Yeah. Speaking about election, Emmanuel Macron has won French presidential election, fending off a historic challenge from the far-right candidate Marine Le Pen during Sunday's runoff. What's interesting, Macron has become the first French leader to be re-elected in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to mention that to you because, you know, usually the French don't, of course, re-elect. Yeah, that hasn't happened in the last 20 years. They don't re-elect an individual who have won, and he of course been re-elected. That's very good. That's very good. Very good.
History to make him.
Yeah, but he was doing pretty well. He was doing pretty well as president. Yeah, so I'm assuming they want a continuation. You understand? So let's see what it goes like for him as he gets another term.
Don't forget to share up the live, folks. Don't forget to share up the live.
Yeah.
Another issue, if you would permit me to, last night, something rather horrific happened.
Yeah.
A fisherman last night, it's that particular clip is making the rounds on the internet. A fisherman last night said that he and his friend was run over by the Coast Guard, claiming the life of
his friend.
His friend.
Wow.
So that's a bit tragic and a little bit sad. I'm sure we will be hearing an official statement from the Coast Guard, the Royal Grenada Police Force, later on today on that matter. But as it is right about now, we just have this fisherman's word to go by. But I look forward, and the nation looks forward to, of course, a release from the Royal Grenada Force, the Royal Grenada Police Force, as far as this issue is concerned. All right, so let's check out the clip.
All right.
Boy, the man just killed me. Me have but the engine end up breaking down. You know what I mean? So same time now, me and Belle I'm thinking, I'm trying to get the engine fixed. When we do get the engine fixed now, we running coming down from the airport come down there. So same time we shooting by the Granada Beach. We see Coast Guard coming. You know what I mean? So I turn on and tell him, I'm gonna put on the phone light. Take Bell waterproof phone now and turn on the phone light and sit and wait for the Coast Guard because the running coming straight to me. You know what I mean? At the same time now, I see the Coast Guard coming, I make a heave. As I see the Coast Guard reach about 15 to 10 feet away. I make one heave. I say, Bell, here we go.
Oh, sad there.
Very distraught, emotional gentleman there. Sad story.
Well,
very sad.
We await the official, of course, release on that, on that bit of information there. You know, he's giving his side of it, and our condolences to the other party who lost their life. Sad of that to happen, though. Sad of that to happen. Oh.
Well, the unidentified occupant of that boat said that they encountered engine problems.
Yeah.
And they saw the Coast Guard from a distance, coming.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought they were going to be rescued, right? Well,
probably think they were getting a little bit of assistance, per se. You understand?
Yeah, they had to dive to save their life. Unfortunately, one, got caught under the boat. Under the vessel, the Coast Guard vessel, based on what this information this gentleman is saying. So sad indeed, and we, of course, extend condolence to the family and friends of the individual who lost his life in that tragic incident.
Man. Hey, Gary, due for a break. Let's take it. And we also have JC, of course, in the waiting there. We'll chat with him also when we come back. All part of Good Morning Grenada. We coming right back. Don't touch it out, folks. Stay with us here.
Granddaughter.
find the Fed because I turn me GPS on. The party pumper they call me. Once the Fed is on, I bet you I will be right there. The cooler done set. Pocket check so I feeling irate. Destination check so you know we out for the party.
But I refuse to let this stop me, no. I'm gonna fight by my inside.
Okay, so we're back live. We're on the Good Morning Grenada. We're live on GBN TV, K105, Hot 98. It's good morning Grenada. And the final, should I say, 20 minutes or so left on the show this morning. Just around 18, moving out for the top of the hour. Let me go over and say good morning to my bro via Hot 98. Hey, we're back, Gary. We're
back.
Yeah, we're back. All right.
Yeah, quite a bit of what should I put it? Taglines came out of this last weekend.
Yeah.
A few bloopers, a few slip of the tongue.
You know, last night, yesterday evening, to say, I started receiving those clips. And I mean, they were just some things to smile about. You know, if you haven't, they were nothing that actually cracked you up for the weekend. You know, that wind down the Sunday evening really nicely, man. You know, it's just things to smile about, you know. Well, I don't know if we have them to feature this morning or we could do them another morning, but anyway, that was like funny stuff. Yeah.
St. Patrick East, let me hear you. Where's St. Patrick East? Let me hear you. I am counting on you. I am counting on you to put the new National Party back into this government so that we can continue to suffer, to serve you. We can
that was a Joe Biden. That was a Joe Biden moment there.
Oh man, that was like funny. That was like funny stuff. You know, you gotta be careful with this.
I heard Andy Williams. He took that and run with it. He took that and run with it. Boy, I tell you, NDC took that and we'll be hearing a whole lot more about that in the days and weeks to come. Boy, he took that and run with it.
That was funny stuff. That was funny stuff. That was like funny stuff.
Just approaching SPs.
You gotta be careful what you're saying when you're on a political stage because a little slippage of the tongue could change a whole lot of things. Man, you know what I mean?
It's man. There's so much I can say about that, but you know we just run into trouble, Gary. But we do have just...
Well, you remember last weekend we had the NDC hype man calling Deacon the right honorable.
I think he called it Ola Cox, right? He called him.
Yeah, and then almost said NMP. You know, hey.
And then we had the similar thing happening this weekend also. You understand?
Yeah.
Something.
Then it's all good. It's all part of politics, man.
All right, but we do have JC and folks, and he's been chit-chatting in the background, Gary. He's been chit-chatting in the background, taking us to whatever part of the island. Let me see if we could chime him in this morning. JC, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Gary. Good morning, GT, and all listeners and viewers of GBN TV, GBN Radio. We are in Springs Main Road, just outside the Open Bible Church. We're in traffic.
All right.
Yes, and there's a lot of traffic. If you're using the Springs Main Road to get into St. George's Mall, a lot of traffic. So I may advise you that you may need to take the detour and go through Golf Course and come out in Grand Dance and then on to Belmont and then to Kirani James Boulevard. It's much faster than the traffic I'm in now. I tried it already.
All right. And that area was, of course, the scene for, a fatal accident
yesterday. May the soul of this gentleman rest in peace. It's so unfortunate.
Oh, man.
But it's kind of hard to understand the speeding around this corner, you know. It's really hard to understand, you know. We are just approaching the scene right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult to understand the scene.
I was a little bit taken aback how the accident occurred. Anyway.
Look as though the man get hit on the hump, you know, just on the hump.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. May his soul rest in peace. That's so tragic. Like, I don't understand, GT, around this not so you shouldn't be driving that fast. There's just a hump to slow you down, and it's difficult to understand. But
Well,
So
I guess the humps are put there to slow. The humps were put there to slow you down, but it seems like the hump is not serving its purpose from time to time. You understand?
No, because drivers are ignoring the caution, ignoring it.
Yeah.
So you see, that's what happens. What causes accidents is lack of due care and attention. Sometimes we as drivers, we only concerned about where we want to reach and what time we want to reach for, but we're not taking time to focus on the road and what's happening. All we thinking about, I have to reach it for a certain time,
Yeah.
And we forget to pay attention to other drivers, pedestrians, and that's when accidents happen. So I just want to encourage motorists. Yes, you have to reach at a certain destination, yes, but remember, when you're driving for yourself, for your passengers, for other drivers, and also for pedestrians. So we have to always keep this in mind as we get into a vehicle to head to our destination. These things that we must keep in mind and always pay attention. Observe your surrounding. Know how fast your vehicle is able to travel and how quick it can slow down. It's very important to be a defensive driver. And when we do so, we will avoid unnecessary accidents.
And it's been a week too where we've seen lots of accidents had occurred over this last week. Lots of accidents.
Lot of new decorative white painting in the road. that become a standard thing now.
Once you see that markings on the road, you should understand what has taken place there. You understand?
So as drivers and as the amount of vehicles increase, we even have to be more cautious as drivers, more cautious. You gotta leave to get to a destination, make sure you give yourself enough time. Know what time of the day it is and give yourself enough time to arrive there safely. Because when you rush or you speed, accidents do happen. And GT, sometimes you as a driver, you taking your time, you're just merely taking your time and perhaps accident meet you because somebody else has been careless on the road.
I understand that. I mean, I being a driver myself, sometimes it worries me, especially you're doing the Grenada area and so forth, and you see the carelessness in terms of how some, that stretch per se before you come down, after you come down to the Black Forest area, some folks will call that area there. Some folks just have the tendency to believe that they just have to pick up their speed, especially when they're coming down.
Yes.
And even in going up, someone would always try to take you over unnecessarily and not knowing that there's that corner that is sort of a blind to you as a driver, and you never know who could break out there. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just careless in terms of how individual drivers. Sometimes we worry about new drivers are the ones that are causing the accidents, but sometimes we have to worry to a lot of drivers who, with the experience, we see them doing this foolishness. I mean, I can't explain it any better than that. They're just doing the foolishness.
And something GT about driving I would like to recommend. I don't know if they will take the recommendation, but in order for you to get your driver's license, I think there should be a course, an obstacle course to learn to drive on. Not just learning to parallel park or to 3-point turn, but a course where you'll meet certain obstacles along the way and you'll see how you negotiate those obstacles. Because when you get your license, that's when you're actually learning to drive.
Learning to drive. I will agree. I
observe, because the parallel parking and the 3-point turn, as a new driver, you will never try that. Because I am speaking from my experience, I will never go and park up in a narrow space as a new driver.
I agree.
It takes me a while of driving to do a 3-point turn in the middle of the road, because as you gain confidence, you may want to do that. So
I agree.
That doesn't affect you as a new driver. Parallel parking and 3-point or 2-point turn. What is it? It's obstacles along the way.
So I think the police department need to revisit the manner in which licenses are given. You understand?
An obstacle course. There should be an obstacle course for you to drive.
Let's say let's say, for instance, how the situation is this morning. You should be going for license and be able to maneuver during traffic like a condition. That could be one of the conditions of obtaining your license, how you manage traffic now.
Yeah.
Because the whole situation has changed in terms of how, the amount of vehicles and the road conditions in Grenada. That has changed totally.
The amount of vehicles on the road, it may not give you enough time to do a 2-point or 3-point turn because somebody might be honking their horn. You're keeping them back.
Exactly. So they may have to change the whole situation up. JC, we want to thank you a whole lot. We want to thank you a whole lot for this morning. Interesting conversation. Of course, interesting location you had this morning. And in just in terms of talking about traffic in Grenada, you understand? I think it needs to be revisited in terms of how the license are obtained. I think it's too easy in terms of getting the license. You do a 3-point turn and you do whatever, obstacles, as you said, in terms of in the little sticks. They call these sticks. The little sticks thing you're going to turn, you're reversing the sticks. I did that so much years ago. You understand?
Have a nice obstacle course. So
exactly. How you could maneuver and control a vehicle properly is more important. No, I would agree.
If something suddenly dash across the road, how you will maneuver the vehicle, something like that, that traffic light that will change red or yellow, how you maneuver that, and you get points as you travel as you successfully maneuver the obstacles, then you get points, and these are how many points you score, you get your license.
All right.
Because when you do get your license, that's when we learn to drive.
That's so true. Gary, you have anything to chime in on that, man? You being a user of the road yourself, anything you want to throw in on that this morning?
You guys are the experts there, man. I'm just listening.
But you're a driver too, and of course you have. I'm assuming you have seen, from time to time, crazy driving on the roads in Grenada. You understand? Where folks just doing their own thing. Guys blasting music and driving and careless in just everything that they do. And they think it's just cool. It's just cool for them to do that. Anyway, man. JC, thanks once again.
You're welcome, guys. Have a wonderful day to all the viewers and listeners of GPN Radio. Thank you for choosing Just School.
Same to you, JC.
All your live streaming and video recording of funeral services all over Grenada, you check Just School.
All right.
Whether whatever the occasion, you gotta check Just School. Have a wonderful day, guys.
You too. Blessings as always, man. Hey, Gary, we're back. Interesting conversation there with JC pertaining to traffic. And I think
if Master Control, since we're on the CEO traffic, while we continue, if they could just put up a image of the accident that occurred over the weekend, and unfortunately, it was a fatal accident.
It was, individual lost their life there.
Condolences.
Gary, I know we have a call I've been trying to get in here for the longest while. I'm not sure if you want to contribute to what we're talking about. Let's see if we can entertain him just a wee bit. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
The other Gary.
Yes, sir.
I was listening to Bob Marley, whom I think is probably the best singer I've ever heard. And I was comparing him to you, because when you get to when you see now Bob Marley.
Compare me to Bob Marley. That is flattering.
Oh,
he sings. Hello.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, he sings at a certain level when he sings ordinarily, but when he gets to a forum like you guys have there, he steps up to the plate. Now you, Gary, the other Gary, not big.
Well, there's
Gary.
one Gary here, so there's not another Gary.
It's G2.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I think you do pretty okay, because you see when you get to another level, your linguistic ability is lifted, which as it should be, if you understand what I'm saying.
All right, caller. Caller, we have 3 minutes before we wrap this morning, Gary, so I guess we may have to thank you for your contribution this morning, caller.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you so much. Hey, Gary, 3 minutes before we wrap the show up this morning, and I'm not sure anything finally you want to throw in before we take a little step to the rear this morning for Good Morning Grenada.
I think we've covered it all, man. Like I said, condolence to the gentleman who lost his life at sea. Mm-hmm. And of course, like I said, I anticipate a press release or some official release a bit later on this afternoon or sometime during the day from the Royal Grenada Police Force as far as that is concerned. However, tragic, very tragic, I must say. And condolence to the family of the gentleman who lost his life on the Springs Road in that fatal accident on Sunday as well. But we are just about getting ready to wrap it up here.
Yep. Well, those of you who probably haven't seen the image, or those of you who are viewing GBN TV will actually see an image of the wrecked vehicle for the individual who have lost his life. Once again, our condolences to the family. Guys, are we going to take a wrap? It's just around, what we have? We still have like 2 minutes to go before we step out of here this morning. I see someone is trying to chime in via the phone line. I'm not sure if I should be able to entertain it. We still have about 2 minutes before we can wrap. Let's just entertain it quickly. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. How are you?
Not bad.
I listened to the conversation about the call. There are a lot of reckless drivers in Grenada and things how they drive. One of the things we're concerned in the hub, my concern, we have them all over Grenada. There are homes that only the people that are living in the village that know where they are. These things supposed to be marked. Hump and pedestrian crossing line.
I agree.
If you agree with me.
I certainly agree.
Well, if I must chime in here, that hump in Springs deceives me all the time.
Really?
Yeah, it deceives me all the time, especially at night.
These things
I could never anticipate it.
Well, you know, the Royal Grenada Police Force tried some time ago by putting some lights, those reflective lights that came on, but somehow they were short-lived because, you know, I guess badly located. You know how they located it on the humps. I think it was bad.
Is it painted though?
But we have a serious maintenance and problem in Grenada. If you put it there, it won't last forever. You have to go back and put it.
I know.
What I'm appealing to these election people, right? Let's stop marking vote, and paint hump and pedestrian crossing line.
I agree.
Colors.
I would agree with you, caller.
Millions of gallons of paint and money that wasting by just marking up this thing. Paint bridgehead on the side of the road, the colors, we're going to know that. So if traffic could see on all the hump and the pedestrian crossing line, because they have white, the banks will be painted white. You have yellow, the print will be painted yellow. So mix them up and waste all the paint on the hump and the pedestrian crossing line.
We in 100% agreement with you, caller. Gary, that's one caller that, you know, I agree with, you know. Paint the humps.
I mean, listen,
you know,
there is never an
reflective paint is important also.
Yeah, there isn't an excuse for speeding, but I think the caller hit a nail on the head right there. Let's light up, let's paint up, so that of course those humps, especially for people who may not be familiar with the area, can see ahead of time a hump, so that they can definitely break speed.
I agree with you, man. Gary, time for us to go. We do, of course, we'll repeat this tomorrow. Please, once the Almighty permits us to be here back in His beautiful world. And we will do this tomorrow once again.
Indeed. Have a blessed one, folks. Catch me over on Hot 98. Thank you very much, Grenada. GT, have a blessed day. Hot 98. And my, of course, GBN listeners and viewers, have a blessed day.
All right. Thanks to all of that, man. Once again, it's time for BBC News.
Hello, this is Jerry.